Now, the seals are not something you want to see in the Bible, it's something you don't. Now, go back to Isaiah. John is taking this idea from the Old Testament, right? What he is telling you is there are things in the Bible that people won't explain. When you ask them what it means, they say it is sealed, even if they're learned in the ways of the Old Testament, right? Or new. That means they're lying out their butt about it and denying what it really means. And if you're part of the modern day church, you're the lukewarm church, right? You've been steadily, since Constantine took over the church, denying the seven seals, right? When up to that time, they knew the seven seals, right? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. It took Constantine over the next, 20 to 50 years to kind of change the whole belief structure of the church. And all this didn't happen immediately, fool. It happened over 2,000 years, right? That's why it's called the seven church ages as well, from the time Christ left till now. And it's not just because they denied it. It's also because there were certain things about him that the disciples themselves didn't tell us. And John told you we didn't write it all down, everything that he did, right? Nor did they explain it fully from the Old Testament how Jesus is the Messiah. Stubborn. Now, I know going in, you're not going to get it. Like I get it. You're not one of the two witnesses. You can't get it like I get it. It's impossible for you. I know. Why? Because Satan is pulling your string. And you don't even know it's Satan. That's the biggest problem of all. You replace Satan as the false God as the true God. And the true God you don't even know anymore. I know. And Satan's job is to make you of the flesh if you're more of the flesh, right? Or of the spirit if you're more of the spirit. I know. And that's also in your spiritual mind or in your carnality of mind, right? And that's your whole problem. I know. Pretending you understand something when you don't means you're lying about it, right? I know. There was also something in there that you could either accept or deny. I know. When John used the word mastois for the one he saw, which is a representation of Jesus Christ in heaven at least, right? He has female breasts, right? That changes the whole concept of Christ from male only to both, right? Male and female in one body, which Paul confirmed, right? What do you think he's saying there in Galatians 3:28? The same thing God did, right? And Revelations 1:13, right? But he's making it more literal, at least in heaven, right? Okay? I'm trying to meet you kind of 50-50 because I know you never heard of this. It's been sealed for 2,000 years, right? Except with the Gnostics, right? They're trying to know it, right? You're trying not to know it, right? You're told you're not worthy to know it, right? Or to even look upon it. Well, I have to fulfill the scriptures, right? And I don't know what it means for me in my dating life, but again, right, that's might be part of the, some of us might have to give up our wives and whatever, right, temporarily until it all works out, right? I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a problem with women, though, or date women. But when I talk about homosexuality, I'm talking about it being a sin no different than having sex with a woman, right? The sin is adultery. Obviously, if you're having sex with a man, it's equally adulterous as if you're doing it with a woman. To God. If you're only supposed to have one wife, idiot, it's all adultery if it's not your true wife, right? But what Jesus offers you instead is forgiveness instead of condemnation. We are all trying to find a partner, right? Right. Whether gay or straight, right? And what forgiveness does is what? Remove the idea that you're doing something wrong. You're forgiving it, right? Instead of condemning it and trying to punish yourself for it. What do you think Satan taught Adam and Eve and Eden as well? Mm-hmm. Not only did he harm Adam for the sin, right, which was in his first experience with anal sex, let's just say it like it is, right? Which you don't even want to handle that, right? But let's say it was, right? And he never did it before, right? That wouldn't probably be painful for him the first time, you know. And Satan probably was the serpent too, his penis. Hiding behind the tree as if it was on a limb. You know what I mean? I know what you mean. Now, you're the one not picturing it as Eve would see it. In the actual temptation, right? You want to picture a snake, but what if it was Satan's penis, right? And not a snake, right? Because we know snakes cannot talk, but an angel in human form trying to trick Eve into sex with him would put his serpent where? On the tree limb. To seduce her in the sex with him, right? And make her think it was talking to him to deceive her, to trick her, to beguile her. All the above, right? Right. It's to make her think it's something else in the tree talking to her, and then when she goes and sees it's not, right? She eats up the fruit without realizing it was the one she was supposed to be with, right? But then Adam does it too, because it didn't really affect her none. But when it was his turn, right, that's when it hit the fan, as they say, right? This is a mystery, right? And it's an argumentative mystery people have been arguing about off and on for years. This is not the first time this was brought up as a problem with some believers, right? But the problem is, if it's part of the truth, you can't lie about it and seal it, or you're sinning against God. You're siding with Satan. You're lying about it. And if you're lying about it, you're denying what the real sin was, which was anal sex, right? With Adam. And you can get all this from the story itself. In fact, the story itself says we became as one of us, right? And God said, let us make man in our image, right? Who do you think he's talking to? That's in chapter 1 and chapter 3. I know. We became as one of them to know good and evil, and we all know that's Satan. But you want to lie about it then. And no one can stop you from lying about the truth. That's the problem. You can deny the truth. You can lie about anything you want to lie about here with Satan's permission. God don't give you permission to lie, but you can admit the truth too. You don't have to tell it. He can't make you. But then you're lying with Satan. Even Satan knows the Bible. You've heard that before, right? Satan is quoting scripture to Jesus to get him to jump off the Temple Mount. Well, if he can do that, he can fuck you up totally, because the Bible's a big damn book. Last time I read it. It's got a lot of stuff in there. It even talks of men crying out like a woman in travail. Well, only kind of thing that might can do that would be pancreatic cancer or kidney stone, right? Diabetics, right? There ain't a lot of things that can make a man cry out like a woman giving birth. Those are two of the things that could. But yet, yes, you can cry out as a woman in travail. Satan has ways of punishing you, right? And making you talk. Or die if you don't, right? See, we're all supposed to tell the truth and not lie with Satan, but we're all lying with Satan and not telling the whole truth, and that's the problem. If you're 30% saved, you're still 70% in the lie, right? If you're 60% saved, you're still lying 40%. Only if you're within 90 to 100% are you really trying to tell the truth, right? Which is what I'm trying to do. And I'm still a man. I'm still capable of making mistakes. You can still trick me yourself into making mistakes, right? I'm not saying I'm not human. You're acting like I'm not human, right? Every man of God is human, right? Unless Jesus is protecting me when I need it the most, right? And if it is, that's between me and him, not me and you, right? And you're just involving yourself in something you don't understand and you don't want to get over it, right? And that's the real problem. Mm-hmm.